What's up, Internet? It's Jason.
I'm Ziyad.
We're here with the second track breakdown from Poetry. The song's called Light On. Every day, every night, I will leave a light on. What you want, what you need, it won't be a problem. So we might as well just start the way the song was started writing, which was with the drum loop. Written on the 404. What you're about to hear is basically the drum loop that was recorded while we were writing it in the practice space, and so you'll hear like a faint reverb ghost tail like thing from the messy artifacts of the moment of inception.
Oh yeah. Cool. I mean, yeah, it's just like really slammed through some compressors, and that's like kind of further bringing up the room, you know.
And then that's where it starts. Let's build the drum track.
Yeah. So kind of linear. Now we're kind of like getting into the chorus. I'm just dropping the real drums. Real drums have a little bit more some movement to them, a little bit more of a swing.
Dynamics, perhaps.
Some more dynamics. I'm going to solo some stuff one at a time. There's a cool track in here that's the drums gated and then tossed through this like really not great Sun mixer with some cool spring reverb.
Analog, baby.
Yeah.
It's music to my ears.
It's beautiful. It's just destroyed.
But it's also exciting, which sometimes the distorted stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a little low in the mix, but sometimes a little distortion just adds a lot of energy into a drum performance, even if it's just the same drum performance. I guess while we're in the chorus, maybe we talk about that classical chorus vocal echo.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with the like repetitiveness of the words in the like the lyrics of the chorus. I think it just kind of brings it all to life.
Totally. And the echo is also like out of time. So it's actually drawing more attention to itself that way.
Yeah.
I think we were pretty particular about that in the mixing process, is like just like finding exactly the right way for it to be off enough to pop out, but then not also sound insane.
We don't want it locked on the quarter note. That sounds like death to me.
It makes me want to die.
Every track breakdown. Every
night I will leave a light on. What you want, what you need, it won't be a problem. Where you at, let me know and follow.
Cool. I'm going to turn the echo off right here so you can see.
Every day, every night I will leave a light on. What you want, what you need, I won't be a problem.
And you may hear
knock, baby, ain't a
some little secrets in the background as well, tucked behind the big echo.
Do tell. What secrets are you talking about, Ziyad?
Well, our friend Slate Nash Cycles has made an appearance here. Let's see.
For those following along from the last breakdown.
Just sounds kind of nuts.
Like a robot.
Yeah, it's like processed through part of the sample engine that has just like some very quick reverb, quick delay.
And texture.
It's just all about texture.
Because, I mean, it sounds so inorganic, I guess, when you hear it soloed, but when it is in the mix, it just is a little thing that, tickles the ear.
Yeah.
And you don't think about. That's like kind of the whole ethos of this song in particular, but I think the record is just making decisions that are like subtle and you might not perceive them in a like obvious way, but they add to the sort of general shape and experience of listening to a song from the beginning to the end.
Totally.
This song is like kind of I feel like slightly out of step of how Dehd normally operates, where we just like jump in and jump out of the song world and idea, and we really let this one take its time to develop. And so the first thing that you hear is this really cool guitar tone that Ziyad figured out.
I might have. Yeah, so you just heard the tape warble right there. I think what we were going for with this song is just really finding a way to get some more grit and a lot of texture, because this is a very clean guitar tone. So I tossed one of the mono lead tracks. I think there's actually just one mic on Jason's
Guitar amp.
guitar amp. He played this through a guitar amp, actually.
Typically play the guitar through an amp.
Yeah.
That's my preferred method.
I put it through a Death by Audio Rooms pedal. So there's a little bit of reverb going on right here.
Let's hear it.
So I'm just going to play you the reverb.
The reverb.
Really subtle, tucked in there, far away.
And like this song is like, it's very much a moody song. And so
Yeah.
I think doing all these little things is also just helping put it into a world that's kind of evoking the same kind of emotions that the song itself is achieving with the tones.
Exactly. All right, so what's doing most of the heavy lifting for this guitar is we tossed the guitar track through this like rack mount Tascam cassette thing, and
Analog.
if I'm being honest with everybody and also with you, Jason, I had never used it before,
Really?
ever,
Oh, that's amazing.
on anything.
It just is a good-looking piece of gear sitting in the back of the room.
Yeah, so I'd never heard it before. So basically just like dumped the guitar track onto the cassette and played it back, and it was like played back kind of in time. I kind of had to like move it back to line up because it drifted so much.
Right.
And then it would warble so significantly.
And the drifting's happening why? For those of us who don't use the tape machines very often
Well,
or ever?
unlike digital recording, analog recording comes with a whole variety of factors. Physics, friction,
But basically
mechanical movements.
The motors are not consistent, right?
Yeah, it's just like it's what like wow and flutter are just really inconsistencies in playback time, and so this has a ton of it, and I think it has a ton of wow.
It sounds lonely too. Sounds like a little lighthouse out there on a foggy night.
Yeah,
Can you picture it?
I feel like a lighthouse on a foggy night, alone out there. I think talking about our little like whoop-de-doops and swoops
Oh yeah.
might be good.
Because this is a pretty simple musically arranged song for the most part. And we were talking earlier about how it is a sort of like a song that we took our time to build rather than just plopping yourself in. To keep things interesting and moving, we really wanted to focus on transitions and making little special moments of just moving between parts.
Yeah.
My favorite one is the into the second verse, I think.
Yeah, so this is I think a noise swell from the Moog Matriarch. Cool,
Now
yeah.
that's some nice noise.
It's like a little ghost wishing by.
Maybe we listen in context.
It's the Slender Man moving by you in the night.
What's that?
I don't know. Sorry. Cut.
There's also that other thing that we did that we panned right. So again, there's like this like movement through the 360 ear field from left to right. We got the matriarch on the left and then some other kind of sound, which was really fun working with Ziyad because we would be in the studio and I'd be like, what if it just went like, and then we would just sort of like work backwards from that silly thing and make it something in reality.
It truly does just go like.
Basically.
It's actually so funny because listening in context of the song, I was like, oh, we did some wild stuff, way crazier than what actually is happening.
It sounds wilder than how simple it is.
Exactly. When you solo it, it's like, oh, just this like little thing by itself that like, if you listen to it soloed or without context, you might make the decision of like, that's not right. That's not what's in my head, you know? And then, but it's like, if you're just like working in the context of the whole song, you're just chasing your ears, and like I think like it was rare that we cared about what something sounded like soloed. One thing that I think would be cool to touch on is our synth drone for the chorus, kind of like, you know, just our warm welcome into the chorus, I like to call it. We're rocking with the Lambda. Let me start you. I'm going to build you bit by bit, brick by brick, synth by synth. So we're starting with the matriarch here.
Mm-hmm.
Just a nice little square wave.
Oh, good ear.
I'm going to add in the runner, which is a cool synth made by our friends Boy Harsher.
Hey.
Yeah, so has like really cool chorus on it, a lot of movement, just using it as a drone machine. It is just a little tiny drone box. So basically like it's great for just creating, again, just like
It was
random,
like one of my favorite things I think we used.
yeah, just random movement, allows something that's like stagnant to just kind of like just you know, be constantly exciting a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna add in the Lambda right
Which
now.
is more of an organ-y type situation.
Yes.
I'm always sort of afraid when I started using synths in Dehd records. I would press play after no one had heard it, and then Emily would be like, "It sounds like bugs," and so I'm always trying to avoid making it sound like bugs.
It does have a buggy vibe.
It does, but sometimes it's the right kind of insect.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Listen up, world. I got something to say.
Jason about to drop some knowledge.
So I think like typically in a Dehd song, there's a lot of like melody based, especially with the guitar. Like obviously that's what I love to do, is write guitar lines. And this song is really kind of the antithesis of that for the most part. Like a lot of the song is like playing chords, and so the chorus is just chords. And so rather than sort of trying to like write another hook, we just kind of reinforced it with different guitar parts that had more so just energy that was propulsive.
Yeah. Here it is. And then what we did was we layered a DI electric being slammed through an Ampex 351, and that's this.
Another moment where it's distorted but not reading as distorted.
Yep. And honestly, that Ampex 351 didn't even go through a compressor.
It was so smacked already.
It was just smacking the tubes. There's something about this arrangement in the chorus that seems so like blossoming and big coming out of the verse, and it's just, and I think what it is really just the contrast, because like when we're breaking stuff down, it's like, cool, we have the synth drone, we got the acoustic guitar, we've got two different tones of like chugging electrics, like a very simple lead, bass, and drums, and it's like just those kind of simple, you know, pieces just make it feel so much bigger. And when you're listening one by one, I think in the context of the song, I'm thinking that, oh, these guitar tracks are like huge and ripping and have like huge, gigantic low end or something. But
it feels like that when you listen to the song, I think. Too.
Yeah.
But those are all really thin.
Exactly. And that's just like the magic of carving space, because the bass guitar has a really nice top end to it. We're getting a lot of saturation and mid range from that. And so just by kind of automating the bass guitar up in the chorus, we're able to like kind of fill in that zone that the guitars are missing, and the guitars are just like doing exactly what they need to do. And so we're able to get it to be like really smacking loud.
Totally. Simple arrangements doesn't have to be boring.
No. It's a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful song.
And it's a beautiful track breakdown.
And it's a beautiful life. Track breakdown. Don't make me break
See you next time.
Peace.